Hi Facebook, Renee Ruth here. I'm back again on my countdown to 40. I have had an unreal week. I have closed on 4 properties in 2 days. So yesterday and today we've closed on 4, and I've got one more close tomorrow. And so over $1 million in closes, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things, been so super busy. And I'm thinking about what a way it is to end 40 years of living. I'm coming out of my 39th year on over $1 million in sales. I have completed my first single in EDM, which I'm going to talk more about either tomorrow or the next day, because I will release that if the guys that I'm working with are okay with this. Matt and Fred, if you're listening, I want to release it on my birthday. And I'm really excited to share that. If you don't know what EDM is, it's electronic dance music, and it's awesome. But I wanted to share today one last insight I had kind of into my 40s. And it's something that my mom taught me as a kid. And honestly, if anyone's, my age or away from your parents and you're reflecting on the things that your parents taught you growing up, I don't know about your parents, but my mom was very invested, very involved in my sister and my life, very almost micromanaging, and just knew where we were all the time, knew what we were doing. And she always had these pearls of wisdom that used to drive me nuts. So one of her big pearls of wisdom was always like, Renee, you are the company you keep. And I remember being like, oh, because I remember just liking the fun kids in school, and I liked the really cool, pretty girls in school, and I always wanted to kind of be like them, and my mom knew that. And so I've shared this story before, but if you haven't heard it, there's one specific instance in high school where, and funny enough, the high school that I attended, my mother was the guidance counselor there. So we had the choice to go to the high school that I could walk to where my mom was the guidance counselor, or we could go to my dad's high school, which meant we had to ride with him really early in the morning to go to the art school. And looking back, as much as I love music and have done things in music, I wish I would have applied for the art school. But knowing that my mom only had so many years left on earth while I was in high school, I'm so thankful that I got to spend those years at her high school, because before I even finished high school, she'd gone on to glory. So, but that meant that we were under my mother's ever watchful eye in high school, because she worked there. And so I remember in grade 9, I met this really fun, cool girl. Her name was Sabrina Safala. Sabrina, if you ever end up listening to this, I don't know why my mom felt this way, but my mom found out that I was good friends with Sabrina Safala, and one day she sat me down at home and she's like, you can't be friends with her. And I was like, what? You can't dictate these things for me. And my mom was like, but I can. And you just can't be friends with her. Because Renee, you are the company you keep. And I want you to do well in school, and I want you to stay focused on school, and I don't want you focused on boys, and I want you to, my mom had this plan for me, and Sabrina was not fitting that mold. And my mom kept reinforcing to me over and over again. She's like, Renee, you are the company you keep. The people that you surround yourself will be the people that you become. And I used to have this idea that I would rub off on people. No, I'm happy and I'm positive, and I care about people, and I'm not going to be like them. I'm going to help them become more like me. I almost had this savior mentality. I was going to go save the world. And my mom knew better, and she just said, no, you need to be around people who are good influences, and they're working hard in school. And my mom was very particular about who I was friends with. And now that I'm much older, I find myself telling the 7-year-old stepdaughter in my life these very same lessons. And I tell her, I said, pick your friends wisely. Pay attention to how they talk about people. Pay attention to how they treat their parents. Pay attention to how they treat their friends. Pay attention to how they are in school, because the people that you are around, you will become. And I know that any parent listening to this can identify. You're watching your children get into certain crowds, and you see their behavior change. You watch your children hang with certain groups of people, and you see the behavior change. And so even as adults, you guys, we are not immune. Just because we grew up and we're not in high school anymore, we're not in college anymore, and we feel like we're not easily influenced anymore, it's not true. Look at the 5 people who are closest to you. What are they doing in life? How are they thriving? Are they successful? Are they happy? If those 5 people are doing just as much in life or more than you are, then you've probably found yourself 5 very good friends. But if you look at those 5 people and they're not where you want to be, or they're not at the same place that you're at, if they're the closest people to you, there's a good chance that you're going to end up where they are versus them ending up where you are. And I wrestled with that because I wanted to save people. I wanted more for people. I actually wanted more for people than they wanted for themselves. And I've seen that affect my music business. I've seen it affect my global business, because I see what's possible, and I see what someone's capable of, and I see a future for them, and I see they could just apply themselves. And I want it so much for them, and I chase it almost worse than, and then I end up spending all my energy spinning my wheels, and they don't end up anywhere else. And so that would be one of the biggest lessons I think I've learned as I approach 40, is that you have to listen to what people are, don't listen to what they're doing. You have to pay attention to what people do and listen less to what they say, because what they're doing speaks louder than words. And if they're not doing the things that you want to be doing, or they're not advancing in the ways you want to be advancing, love on them, be their friend, support them, but your tribe needs to be on the same path that you're on. So I hope you found this encouraging. I am going to pop in. It's late tonight because I literally woke up and did real estate all day today. First time in my life. Woke up, showed houses, closed on a house, showed houses, closed on 2 more houses, showed houses, writing a contract. That's my day today. But I want to share tomorrow actually about chasing dreams, because I love real estate and I've loved working in it. But there's 2 other things that I've been doing in my life that I plan to do more of now that I'm turning 40. And I'll share that tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great night. Cheers.